Good morning. Welcome to this masterclass of Cultivate the Courage and Confidence to Reclaim and Live Your Dream. This is such an important topic because did you know that 76% of the population has deathbed regrets when they die? That means, and what the statistic says, and you can look this up on Google, that 76% of the population have this deathbed regret. They regret that they didn't live their ideal life, but they lived instead the life that others expected of them. And I invite me to right now just look into your heart and go, where am I living my life according to others' expectations of me rather than my ideal life? Now, what is my ideal life? Your ideal life is the one that you see in your dream. It's the vision that has been given to you. It's the essence of what you've been desiring to do every day since you were a little girl until you got discouraged by well-meaning others who wanted to make sure you were safe, and so they invited you to stay small. So that's what that dream is. That ideal life is that vision in that dream. And it's the one that makes you afraid to share it with anybody, because if you do share it with anybody, you know they're going to laugh at you. What is that thing in you? What is that thing in you? And I invite you to just take a moment right now and just go right in and feel that. What is that vision? What is that dream? What was that essence? What was that thing that you desired? What was that thing that you wanted to do? Was it dancing on a stage? Was it singing on a stage? Was it being seen in a big way? Was it making a big difference? Was it having, spreading love to the world? What was that big dream? What was that big dream? And it takes so much courage to come back to that big dream and come back to reclaiming that dream and being fierce with it, because that's what it takes. Do you understand? We're on a planet that is filled with nothing but dense energy. And our life's work really is to find lightness in all of it and to be a beacon of light. And there are so many tools and ways to do that I have my finger on the pulse of, because I've been studying this for 35, almost 40 years, as well as being a marriage, family, and child counselor and a certified life coach for the last 28 years. So it's a big body of work. How do you protect that vital dream that was in you when you arrived on this planet? It was your handshake deal with God when you came down here. And you know this because when you start to approach it and you start to get close to it, you light up. So I invite you right now to take a moment and ask yourself, what are those moments when I'm lighting up? When I'm feeling alive, when I really feel like I'm doing my purpose. This is it, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. And I want to thank all of you for piling on. I really appreciate all of your participation. So the courage and the confidence to reclaim and live our dream. This is what I call your great big life, because without it, you've missed the ideal life. And you wind up, by default, living the life that others expect of you. And then you wind up like 76% of the population that dies with this regret when they're at the end and they go, oh no, you mean I could have put in more love and more effort and I could have had my ideal life, and what did I do it for anyway, but for thinking I was going to lose people's love, thinking I was going to be alone, thinking I was going to be shunned from the tribe, thinking I was going to die because I didn't have anybody to support me, And honestly, all of those things are not relevant anymore in the 21st century. Are you hearing me? These are all things that are embedded in our DNA. These deep fears are all things that are embedded in our DNA from centuries before. Centuries before. Centuries before. Are you understanding this? The tribe, leaving the tribe, losing the love of a man, having my children divorce me. All of these things are all of the roadblocks that undermine our confidence and underline our ability to reclaim and have courage to live our dream. It's all that we won't have alignment with people alongside us who we thought we loved or that we need their love. My invitation is for you to need your own love. Put your hand on your heart and on your gut right now. And say, I have my own love. Repeat after me. I have my own love. I am all the love that I will ever need. I am all the love that I will ever need. And just feel that reverberate through your body as your voice and your mouth makes these words. I am all the love I will ever need. And you will find a way as you are committed and you set on your path and you are committed to staying the course to live your ideal life. And trust me, it is not the life where you're afraid of losing the love of a man, the love of your family, the love of your children, the love of your neighbors, the love of your community. That fear will keep you homogenized and it will keep you like oatmeal, neutral, and you'll blend in like the herd, and that is not why you're here. I speak to leaders. If you are watching this masterclass right now, you are a leader. You may not know that you're a leader, but you're a leader because I do not teach to followers. I only teach to emerging leaders. You cannot lead if you have this fear. It is like a cancer embedded in your life. You cannot lead and you cannot live your purpose. You can get close to it, you can touch it, you can have realized some of the beauty of it, but you will never have lived it. And so what? What happens if you go and you decide to live your great big life and to foster that vision and to get away from the people who put you down and who undermine you and who make fun of you and ridicule you and subtly put you down in a way that feels like eventually at the end of the day, emotional abuse? What happens if you go on your course and these people show up? Are you going to give up your ideal life for their allegiance? In the 21st century, as a woman, you can make it on your own. And I can tell you from personal experience, I have survived my child and my grandchildren divorcing me because I stood up for my ideal life and not the one that they wanted for me. And they divorced me. And then I saw the hurt in that, and then I divorced them. And it was the most healing thing that I have ever done in my life because it cured me of codependency. This need for the love of a husband, the love of a man, the love of the people around us is codependency. And it is a disease. It is a disease it's one of the biggest diseases on the planet. It's an emotional and psychological disease because it holds you back from your great big life and your big vision. Can you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Is this resonating? It sounds scary, I know, but you will be fine. And as you stand up and you just can take it no longer, that you are going to compromise yourself for the love of others, you're going to compromise your ideal life for the love of others, and you make yourself a priority, and you put your love of you first, and then all else works out. until you've come to that point, you are only living a half-lived life. I have a new motto for my company. It's called Love Yourself First and All Else Works. Love yourself first and all else works. Now, I'm not talking about abandoning your children. I'm talking about taking care of the littles, but your job as a parent, and I'm not going to talk about parenting here, although I used to be a global parent mentor. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm just going to say this. Your job as a parent is simply to get your children to be contributing members to society. Teach them how to do for themselves so that you aren't doing for them. The rest of it is sugar on top if it works. If not, you know that you did your job. Partnership with a man should be only with you guys linking arms so that you can go forward into your great big lives, into your ideal lives. Not someone who's holding you back and is possessive of you or doesn't want you to shine or has little subtle ways of shining. And I'm speaking to this because I know there are so many women in this that are listening to this who are in relationships with people who would rather have you do their selfish bidding. And then they get mad at you when you don't. So it's a big body of work coming out of this so that you can actually live your great big life. It's really all of it. It's all of it. And then when you stand up and you really stand tall in your desired life, and you let that desire burn in you, and you cultivate it, and you blow on it like an ember for a fire, and you blow on it, and you make it strong, and you fan that flame, and you study about it, and you devote time to yourself. As you nurture yourself, as you care for yourself, as you care for your health, as you get rid of these people who are mad at you if you don't do their selfish bidding, which if you examine the people in your life, you might find quite a few of them, because we're the ones who automatically do other people's selfish bidding. For some reason, we've got this, I'll do it, on our forehead. And it's time to eliminate those people from your life. When you stand up, the people who are meant to go away will go away, just like the ocean with a wave coming in, and then it sucks out. It'll suck out all those people. When you make a big enough wave by you having allegiance to yourself. Put your hand on your heart and your gut right now and say, I pledge allegiance to myself. I am a sovereign nation. I pledge allegiance to myself. I am a sovereign nation. I pledge allegiance to myself. I am a sovereign nation. That means you're not beholden to anybody. Especially anybody that when you're with them, you do not feel good. You don't feel brimming with self-love for yourself. If you're around somebody who does that, my invitation is for you to begin to look at this and begin to look at how you can backtrack, how you can get yourself out of that. Because this is your one and only life. At least on this planet right now, it's your one and only life. Take a deep breath on all of this that I've just shared. This is really coming through me strong today. So I know that it's an important message. So when you stand strong in your desire, in the thing that lights you up, when you refuse to abandon yourself, when you refuse to not have your own back, when you refuse to deny yourself anymore of that dream, then guess what? the right people arrive. Sometimes it's the former people who left you. Sometimes it's not. And when it's not, they were not meant to be with you on your life path. I want you to really get this. And to tell you the happy ending to the sad story of my children divorcing me, my son has come back. The source of the problem has left, and now my son has come back. But I did not compromise. And I have stood strong in my dream and my vision. And I have done everything in my power to complete my mission and my purpose. Not always. Not always. But now I can say that fully I am. And I have nothing distracting me. Nothing distracting me. So I just invite you right now to take a moment and ask yourself, what are the distractions in your life that are taking you away from writing that book, taking guitar lessons, taking that class, joining that program? What are the excuses? Because they really are excuses. And we tend to keep them in our lives so that we can stay small, so we can play small. But here's the kicker. At the end of your life, you're going to look back and you're going to say, with just a little more effort, with just a little more belief in myself, with just a little more confidence, I could have gone all the way. For me, I don't want to leave anything on the table. I don't want to leave anything on the table. I'm living my great big life. And it's taken me years and years and years to get here. And then once I figured it out, and as I figured it out, I invited other women all over the world to come with me, to reclaim their dream, to live their great big life, to have the courage and the confidence to live that vision, that grandiose vision that will be your guiding light as you keep navigating life. Because it's really hard to do it alone. And it's really hard to not have people that you can talk to and fellowship with about it and have celebrate you. When the people who are all around you are telling you, you know, they're upset, they're worried that you're going to leave and you won't be making them dinner anymore, or you won't be doing their laundry anymore. So they're subtly holding you back for their own selfish gain. So I've developed a program, an amazing program. It is a classic that never grows old, and it's every single pitfall that we fall into as women that keep us from living our great big life. You will never feel alone again. You will always feel supported by people who only cheer you on and who celebrate you when you have a victory. No jealousy, no envy, no backbiting, no anger, no mean girls. And you will have every single tool that you will need to be the wind beneath your wings. And when you get weak and you feel like you're going to fall, you reach out to us and we've got you there. And it's called the Women's Self-Love Journey Program. Because without self-love, you have nothing. Without self-love, you have nothing to give. You think you can give while you're on fumes and while you're sacrificing yourself, and I'm here to tell you no. You are only enabling those people that you love and keeping them from growing themselves. It's time for you to cut those cords and for you to fly solo if that's what it needs to be. And then you can lead by example. I heard something this morning that said, lead with your back. Just get that picture in your mind. Lead with your back. Lead with your back. In other words, I'm going. You're welcome to follow, but I'm going. And you can lead by example as you get lighter and lighter and lighter and leave the denseness of this planet, because you are in the zone. You are in the zone. You are in the zone. You are in the area where there's no friction. You're frictionless. You're in the stream of well-being. You're in ease and grace because you're doing the right thing, and there's no more vibration. You're aligned because you're going the direction you're supposed to go in. So you're having this pull you off, and this pull you off, and this pull you off, and this pull you off. You're saying yes to you. Put your hand on your heart and on your gut and follow after me. I say yes to me. I say yes to me. I say yes to me and the burning desire in my heart. I say yes to me. I say yes to my desires. I say yes to me. And you may lose some people in the process. I'm not going to lie. But you'll find out in the end that it was for the better, because they were actually dead weight anyway. And that you have a lot more that you can do for yourself. The things that you're depending on other people for, you can do for yourself. And it puts you in a powerful place when they are on alert that you're not taking shenanigans anymore. When they know you're dead serious about this, that nothing will get in your way of your life's purpose, they snap to. And some of them may stay, some of them may go. Some of them may return, like with me. But I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm going. I'm leading with my back. So this private sacred community that I have in the Women's Self-Love Journey program that has been going for almost a decade now has women all over the world who are of the same mind and who love you and will keep you on track. And when you feel yourself faltering, will offer you an encouraging word. A community where women see you. Imagine a world where every woman is supporting you, and there's none of that stupid human tricks going on, like gossip. Never. Never. I won't allow it. And because I don't allow it, and because I take a stand, that never shows up. We're going to show you, the program will show you, the 12 modules will show you how to truly love yourself and reclaim those parts of you that you have abandoned. To call back all those pieces of yourself that you had to bury to just survive. To survive a marriage, to survive a partnership, to survive a childhood, to survive a job and a career, to survive parenting. Call all those pieces of yourself back home so you become whole and complete for the first time since you were very little, before it got taken away from you. Reclaim all those pieces. You're going to feel whole. You're going to feel complete. You're going to feel satisfied and fulfilled for the first time, because we've got you. We've got you, and we see you, because we're all in the women's self-love journey together. And oddly enough, as soon as you start really caring for yourself, And I'm talking really caring for yourself. I'm not talking about getting your hair done, buying clothes, and getting your nails done, getting massages. I'm not talking about that. That's superficial stuff that I honestly think distracts people from really doing the work of loving themselves. Loving ourselves means coming back to that place where we are grabbing that little orphan that we've tossed off in the corner and putting her in our arms and saying, what do you need from me now? What do you need from me now? What do you need from me now? I see that you're suffering. I can feel you withdrawing. I can feel that tightness in my gut. What is it? I'm going to tune into you right now. What do you need from me now? In this program, I train you how to do that. I train you how to reclaim all these pieces of yourself. I train you how to find your unique gifts. I train you how to have courage. I train you how to have a love affair with yourself. How to be so in love with who you are. And that life couldn't exist without you. And that's why you came. Because you were so important to life. Just feel that for a moment. Life couldn't exist without you. And that's why you're here. You're not an accident. You're the real deal. So I invite you into the Women's Self-Love Journey program, where women have your back instead of stabbing it. Self-abandonment is the worst abandonment. And if a woman has a desire, there's nothing, has decided, nothing can stop you. And I have invested in myself probably close to $500,000, $750,000 by now. Because when I want something, I say yes. When I want something, nothing stands in the way. And I take the leap of faith, and I know that God will catch me. Because do you know, God doesn't just spoon feed us where we can just lay back like lazy people and go, and it all comes in. No, man must make his step first to God. Women must make their first step toward God before God moves toward you. We must approach God. We must take the first step before God will come back to us. We live in a lifetime of faith. We walk by faith and not by sight or by feeling. So when you feel a desire to do something and you say no to it because I can't afford it, my husband won't like it, I won't be able to spend Wednesday night with my children, whatever it is, if it's something that's really calling to you and you say no, you've just abandoned yourself again, and it begins to put a callus over your conscience, and then you go back into a sleep state. So if this program is calling to you, you must take the step in faith. You must know that the money will be there if the money is an issue. Take a step of faith. Because if you don't step out, God won't meet you. But if you step out in faith, God gives us the desires of our heart. If we have a desire, it means God put it there. It's now our job to go, okay, I feel this desire, and now I'm going to step out and trust that it's there for me. That means the money is there for me, the miracle is there for me, the event is there for me, because everything always works out for me. This is our job. This is our job. It's really our one and only job, is to feel the desire, acknowledge it, and then step out in faith. Feel the desire, acknowledge it, and then step out in faith and take the action. And everything always works out in the end. If you have a desire to join this program, nothing should be in your way. You just decide. Step out in faith and God will meet you. But if you don't step out in faith, God won't meet you. That's how it works. Been doing this for a long, long time. So if this program is speaking to you, if this sacred community of women for almost a decade is calling to you, and it's for all ages. We have girls in their teens and we have women in their 70s who have actually passed now. 70s and 80s who have actually passed over now. It's for all ages because it's all the universal things that catch us as women with tender hearts who are nothing but love. And we would rather throw ourselves under the bus before we hurt somebody else. We would rather sacrifice ourselves and run ourselves ragged than put ourselves first. And that's not a good thing because that makes us sick and ill at the end of our lives. I want you thriving at the end of your life. I want you to picture this now. You are thriving at the end of your life. You are thriving. You are thriving. And because you have said yes to you and your dream and your desire, your children know how to say yes to them and their desire. And then your grandchildren know how to say yes to you, yes to them and their own desire. And they know how to discern when someone is manipulating them or using them for their own selfish gain. And they can say no thank you and bow out and back away. That they can learn how to thrive with this inner being that guides you every step of the way. And if you're feeling this program, that's your inner being. You will be able to lead with your back because other people will see you and you will be a beacon and you will positively influence your children and your husbands and your partners and your community and your neighborhood because you've got this light that's just shining in you and nothing can stop it because you know what it is we're talking about. That inner being is your guiding force, and you always will take the step in faith for that thing that is guiding you, or you can be like the 76% who say no, who turn on the TV, who grab their beer, their wine, their cigarettes, their marijuana every night, and then dull themselves, dull that inner being, dull that voice, dull that thing, and then at the end of the life, they say, oh shit. I've spent my life living what other people expected of me and not my ideal life. I want you to have your ideal life because there's more at stake here than you. But you cannot do it if you are bowing to other people, if you are in fear that you will lose their love, if you stand up for yourself. Are you hearing me? And I could have never done it on my own. Never. I always had the support of mentors and community that I actually developed because I couldn't find the one I wanted. And that's the Women's Self-Love Journey program. And these women have your back. And we see you, and you can come to us. Plus, we've got live video calls twice a month where we gather together and we mastermind over each and every module so that I'm sure that you have every bit of support that you need. The only thing that would make it better would be one-on-one coaching or counseling. I've given you everything that I can imagine as a 28-year marriage, family, and child counselor. Everything that I've seen and everything that I've experienced as a woman, as a heart-led woman, everything is in this program. So go to www.womensselflovejourney.com/enroll. www.womensselflovejourney.com enroll. That's WOMENSSELF LOVEJOURNEY, all one word, .com/enroll. And just read the page and see all that is there for you. There's not one thing I left out. And if something becomes relevant and that I don't think is, in the program, when I'm with you 2 per month on our live Zoom call, I'm giving you a little teaching at the front with a workshop that we go through. And as Source will give me things, I'm giving it to you. Exercises, tools, more tools. Everything is relevant. Everything is relevant. Everything is relevant. Everything is relevant. And we've got your back. We've got your back. I really hope you join us, because there is nothing like the lifelong friendships that I have made with the women in the women's self-love journey. All over the world, lifetime relationships of women you can trust. It feels so good. Women that you know will not turn on you. Women you know will not spread your news. Women who have no interest in gossiping. Women who only have your highest regard in their mind. And then these 12 precious, priceless modules that were downloaded from Source almost 8 years ago. Because that's what I needed. I came out of a really dark place of 18 years on Zoloft because I was so sad when my mom died. I couldn't stop crying. Even though I was in my master's program and everything was coming my way, I couldn't stop crying. They gave me Zoloft innocently, hoping that it would help me, and I could never get off of it. Could never get off of it. 18 years I was addicted to 100 milligrams of Zoloft. And if you're on a medication, do not get off your meds. Do not get off your meds. Do not get off your meds. Consult your doctor for a good protocol to wean yourself off. So that's exactly what I did. I found a coach who weaned me off. And it took 9 months, and I was completely free. And then I needed to rebuild myself because I found myself in the most shocking environment I could have ever imagined. And I needed self-love because I had nothing else. And so I wrote this program because it was exactly what I needed. And these 12 modules contain every aspect, every bit of the spectrum of the things that hold us back. So when you sign up, you're going to get instant access to all 12 of these modules. And then when you join the private Facebook group, you're going to have access to our mastermind videos, where we go through each month, each time, each module in succession. And then we start over, because it never grows old. No matter how much you think you've mastered one of these tools, one of these principles, you haven't, because life expands you and you're on to a different level of that same thing, and you need to revisit, and you need the reminder, and you need the reinforcement. I need the reminder. I need the reinforcement. I need the re-education. I need to remind myself of the tools. So I do hope that you say yes to you and join us in this sacred sisterhood, the sacred global sisterhood, with love that you probably have never experienced before from a woman. Because my experience with women wasn't all that good. But this community is nothing but good. Nothing but good. Nothing but good. And at least now, I have it set up so you have lifetime access. Because this is a lifetime journey. I'm not saying it's always going to be lifetime access. But right now, it's not lifetime access. Because I want you in my life for the rest of my life. I see you. I know who you are. And I want to travel with you the rest of your life as you grow into your gifts, as you expand in abundance, you expand into the success of your dream, and you expand in love. And the Women's Self-Love Journey will usher you there. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for thinking enough of yourself to make the time to watch this masterclass. I love you. I see you. I honor you. I honor you as a fellow sojourner in this sometimes confusing, sometimes complicated life that we find ourselves in. But I'm going to show you the way to simplicity and ease and flow and well-being that comes only from saying yes to you. And you cannot do it without the support of this sisterhood. It just doesn't exist. You might get there if you try to do it on your own, but maybe, and maybe part way, and what if you don't? Because there are so many confusing obstacles, especially now, right? So we're here for you at the Women's Self-Love Journey. Go to womensselflovejourney.com/enroll. womensselflovejourney.com/enroll. And we can't wait to see you there. Thank you.